Welcome back, my favorite Python programmers, to a brand new video. And in this one we're actually doing something different, because in this video I'm going to be going through two practice exercises that I will show you in just a bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you these exercises. I'm going to let you pause the video, try to do them on your own, try to do your absolute best with them, and then I'm going to take you through how to solve them the way that I teach students how to do, the keywords that you need to focus on, what words should you be focusing on, and how to break it down and do it. And this is going to be a series. We're going to be focusing on dictionaries today, and the next couple of videos will also be revolving around dictionaries, and then I will move to another topic. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I'm going to be doing this further down the line. Before we get started, a quick word from, I already did that joke. We want to say hi to our sponsor again, which is me. So thank you for watching the next few clips. If you're serious about leveling up your Python skills, let me tell you about what I do outside of YouTube. I've been teaching Python for over 5 years now, and I run a Python teaching institute where we help students go from complete beginners to absolute masters with a curriculum that focuses on practical application and building real-world skills. All the lessons are one-on-one and they are personalized just for you. This tailored approach ensures that you'll start seeing improvement within just 2 weeks, and by the 10th week you'll be on your way to mastery. And it's not just Python either. We dive into SQL, machine learning, and you'll graduate with over 5 portfolio projects to help you stand out to your employers. Oh, and for young learners, we also have a super fun Scratch program that starts with Scratch coding and gradually introduces Python through game development projects. So if you feel that this is something that you want to reach your goals faster, or you have someone that you love that you want to give them this opportunity to, or some younger kid, maybe yours, maybe someone else's, that you want them to learn Python and coding properly from a young age, make sure to reach out to me via WhatsApp on the number that I'll leave right here or in the description, or you can do the same by sending me an email to the email that I will leave somewhere around here or also in the description. Thank you so much, and let's get started with today's lesson. All right, so let's go ahead and look at what we have. So the first practice is going to be to write a function, frequency dictionaries, or frequency dict, but I don't feel comfortable saying that all the time, that takes as argument a string and returns a dictionary of character frequency. So do that, you can do what you want with that information. And the second practice is going to be to write a function frequency char that takes as argument a string and returns whichever character in the string appears most frequently, and in this case assume that this will be a unique character. So these two practices are very similar. If you can do the first one, the second one is just an extension of the first one. So pause the video, think about it, try to do them, and I'll see you in just a bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We are now working in the first practice. Let's look first of all at what we actually have in here. So what it says is it wants us to write a function, frequency dict, that takes as argument a string and returns a dictionary of characters. So whenever I start with some kind of exercise, it's nice to get the ball rolling, right? So let's go ahead and define the frequency underscore dict, and as argument it takes a string. So this is something that not a lot of instructors focus on, what should you name your variables. You could name it just s, right, and use s because it's a string, but I like to give it a concrete name, like my string, or the string that's being sent to me, or something that's really representative of what's happening, and returns a dictionary of character frequency. So you're getting a string. That string has, I don't know, some words, and these words of course are made up of characters, and you want to create a dictionary that will have the keys as the characters, because remember, these will be unique, and you want to have the value of each key represent the frequency, or how many times that character appeared. So we now have all the components. We can just not look at it. So first things first, we want to create a dictionary, which means we need to initialize a dictionary. So I'm going to say we have the frequency underscore dict, which will be equal to just these squiggly brackets or braces. But keep in mind, whenever you do this, this is not actually a dictionary. It could be also a set, but of course, this is something for later on. Let's go ahead and look at what we have. So we want to go through each of our characters. And what we will want to do is, the way we want to think about it is, every time we encounter a character that's new, we want to make a new entry into our dictionary, correct? And if it's a character that is already in our dictionary, we want to find where this character is in our dictionary and add one to it. So we want to increment it. So let's go ahead and do that. First of all, we need to go through our string, right? So we say for, and because we're going through each character, it's going to be catching characters in my string. So we're going through each character in our string. Then we're checking if that character is already in our dictionary. So I can say if the character in my frequency dictionary, then I'm simply going to append the value +1. So I'm going to say frequency dict, add that character plus equals 1. And if you don't have any clue about this, of course, in this video, I assume that you know a little bit about dictionaries. If you don't, I've already probably linked the video, or I will link it right now, where you can go watch and understand dictionaries. It's completely for free. Or you can join the curriculum and the private tutoring to learn faster and become much better. So this becomes trivial. Anyway, now this will be appending. So what we did right here is add the character on the frequency dictionary. We've accessed the value and plus equals 1, which increments it by 1. But we also have to do an else in here, which will handle what happens if we don't get that character. So we're going to, the way that we add keys to our dictionary is by simply doing the following and giving it a value. Now, the question is, should it be a 0 or a 1? Well, obviously, we've encountered this character. So if we want to initialize it, it should be at 1, because at least there's one instance of it. 0 doesn't really make sense. So there we go. And then finally, what we do is we return this frequency dictionary. And I have an example right here. Or actually, we can just do any example. So I can say just the, let's actually put it in a variable. So I'll say that the result is equal to frequency dictionary, and I will send in hello world, right? So we should see that capital H, remember, because uppercase H and lowercase h are different. So the uppercase H should have 1, E should have 1, L should have 3, O should have 2, and so on and so forth. And I will print out the result. And when I right click and I run, let's see if all of this works. Boom, there we go. So H1, E1, L3, O2. Oh, the space, let's not forget the space, and everything works. Let me just add a W right here at the end. Whoa, like whoa. Right, so now we should see that the O increases by 1, and we have 2 more W's. There we go. So W is 3. All right, how did you fare with that? Look, some of the issues that my students usually face is initializing the dictionary, right? If they know how to increase it by 1, that's easy. They know how to check if a character is in there. By the way, when you do if char in frequency dict, you're going through all the keys that are in the dictionary. And they know how to go through a string. Maybe the question here is, some of them like, how do you initialize the dictionary? A lot of them thought like, hey, should I maybe create frequency dict and add all the characters there, initialize them? We don't have to do that. We just can implement the style right here. Anyway, let's move on to the second one, which is where is the second one? Let me just move this right here. All right, so write a function frequency char that takes as argument a string and returns whichever character in the string appears most frequently. Interesting. So assume that this will be a unique character. So of course the first step is to define things and so on, but when I told you that we can actually add to this instead of like rewriting it from scratch, because we already have the dictionary, the only thing that we need to change is what we're returning from this. So instead of returning the frequency dictionary, I'm going to remove this and I'm going to create something that will allow me to count all of my different characters, or at least now that we have all the characters after finishing this for loop, I want to create a way for us to get the value that's the highest. Now, we could just use special functions like max, but I want to show you the harder way of doing it. So whenever you're going through, whenever you want to catch the highest or the character with the highest count, you need to think of two things. First, you need to initialize the character that you would need. So for example, right here, I should say the max underscore char. And since it is a string, I will initialize it to an empty string. And then we need to keep track of the max count. So the max underscore count, and we initialize it to 0, right? So these are the first two things. So you want to get the character with the highest count, you need to keep track of both of these. Now, what we want to do is we want to go through our dictionary, and every single time we're going to access the character, we're going to access the key, and we're going to get the value in there. And every time we're going to compare it to the max count. If it's greater than the max count, that means it has, or the value is higher, which means that it should now become the max count, right? So I'm going to say for char in frequency dictionary. I'm going to say that if the frequency dictionary at that char is greater than the max count, then the max count becomes this. Remember, we got the value right here. So the max count becomes this value because it's greater than the max count. And then we need to set the max char as the char we're at right now. And then finally, we just return. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to return a tuple, or should I? You know what? I'm not gonna return the tuple. I'm just going to return, or actually, yeah, I will return the max char, and I don't even have to do this. These parentheses are redundant. So the max char and the max count. All right. So let's first of all run. Maybe I did this wrong. So in this case, oh, we have a tie. I mean, we're not gonna delve into the tie. The exercise didn't ask us to do that. We have 3 O's, we have 3 L's, we have 3 W's. Let's remove the wow at the end. Let's right click and run. And there we go, we get L. If we add 2 W's, what do you think would happen? I mean, it's just a matter of which character will be found to have the max count first, and it would still be L. If we had W's at the start, right here, I think it would be the W's instead. Yes, because the last L is after the last W. So we should see W. So this is just because of the condition that we have right here. Now, of course, if you want, you can make this a bit more complicated, like, hey, we have a tie, so that's why I gave you several ones, but that's not the point right here. Let me go through this one more time before we move on, because we are basically finished. We were tasked with finding the character that appears the most, so we have to first of all initialize the max char, which will handle, or which will save that max character. And since we're trying to get the highest thing, then we're going through the max count. We save it as 0. And then we say for for char, which is for character in frequency dictionary. So we're going, or you know what? Maybe here, maybe it's for key char, as in like for, yeah, I think I would like to call this for key char, just to differentiate, because it's not technically, it's no longer a character, it's the key character of our dictionary. So that's why I would like to change it to key char, right? So for key char in frequency dictionary, if the frequency dictionary at that key char, which gives us the value, is greater than the max count, because remember, each one has a count, if you remember the output that we had previously. If it's greater than that, that means that it is the most frequent character, which means that now the max count is equal to this value, and the max char is the key char that we're at. And that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you did watch until the end, leave a comment. If you have any questions, make sure to like the video. If you are interested at getting started and creating a career in Python, machine learning, and just getting into the tech world. If you have a child that you want them to learn coding at a young age, you can also check out all the links in the description. My number is there, my email is there. If you want to just chat like, hey Michael, I love this, I love your videos or whatever, you can do that as well. In any case, I appreciate you watching this video. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.